out with Cosmic right here. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing fine.
Right. You had quite the match in the Rumble.
I know, right? I'm still feeling it.
You kicked ass, though. Good job, good job. All right, let everybody know what you're selling.
I'm selling t-shirts. So this is my art. I mean, I didn't draw it, but I paid for it. Close enough, right? This little crop top, it says your daddy's favorite. Photos. I got my little stickers and an acrylic stand. Here she is. Cute, right? You can put her on your desk and look at her and fall in love like you're doing with me. And these stickers are free, so you can feel free to grab those if you want.
All right, where can everybody get this great merch you got going?
So you can obviously hit me up on my Instagram. It's Yes Cosmic, as in Yes Cosmic, anything you want on at IG, and I'll send it out to you guys as soon as you purchase it.
All right, make sure everybody follows Cosmic. Who taught you how to rap?
Well, I spent some time working at McDonald's, and part of like your training is like you gotta take the things and you gotta like fold them the right way, you gotta wrap them the right way. So like I didn't last very long, as you could tell. I just wasn't. It wasn't for me. Like it wasn't for me. It's not for everybody. I'm currently jobless outside professional wrestling, so I really hope that this takes off because the cardboard box like just isn't keeping me insulated at night anymore.
You need to put your priorities in.
You think I should go back to McDonald's?
No.
You think Ronald will take me back? Ronald.
Grimace.
Grimace. Yeah. Well, Grimace is working with the Mets now. So do you think I could get a job with the Mets?
Probably
get a good job with
probably
the Mets?
be in the starting lineup for the Mets.
Starting lineup for the Mets. I'll take that.
I don't think that's gonna work.
You don't think that's why don't you think it's gonna work?
I don't think it's gonna work. Anyway. Thinking about you guys on my podcast.
Yeah, we got one more Titan show.
Yeah.
So, we're going to do what we do, catch a dub before we head out.
Okay.
So.
All right. Now, there's a guy that I just interviewed named Tyler Fox. He's going to be with you guys at the camp.
Okay.
So say hello to Tyler.
Okay. Yeah, we'll send our regards from Papa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What up, Tyler? What up?
What up, man?
Let everyone know what you're selling, man, and where they can get it.
Yeah, so we got the Live Danger gear right here. Boom, boom, firepower on the back. Live Danger on the front. Obviously, we have the headbands. We have 8x10s. You know, we're posting everywhere. We're around everywhere. Yeah.
You
Look
know
at
where to
those
go.
handsome fellas.
You know you're going to want to wake up in the morning, look at your nightstand, and just see a nice, fresh picture of Live Danger.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys, for a moment of your time, and I'll see you around.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Papa.
All right. Thank you.
I just want to say that it was super rude of you to walk away from me earlier.
Talking to the New York State champion, you're going to have to pay up.
Do you take kale?
Dude, goodbye. Whip wreck, Cation, doesn't matter.
We'll see what happens, but it looks like we have a special guest.
Get my earplugs on.
No.
You was looking for Tina, and then you talk about people.
Dominate tonight, all right? The Dirty Deeds, they got nothing.
We're now the new Starlet champion. What's going on?
Hi, I am fearless princess, so why not team up?
All right, now just announced by Mr. Joel Maximal for February.
The show is called The Shadow Band, and I was like, that's kind of...
Hold on. Let me speak. Okay?
But today I got a very special guest. I got the great. Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host, Papa Dank, and today I have a very special guest. Let me bring to you the one, the only, Alicia Love. How are you?
I'm great.
And let everybody know where you're coming from.
I'm in Greenville, South Carolina.
South Carolina. I am in Long Island, New York.
My mom would love that.
In Long Island?
Yeah, she's from Queens, New York, but anything New York, she's ready to visit.
Yeah, she'd love Long Island. It's okay. It's okay. It's very expensive over here in Long Island. I think we're like the second most expensive place to live in.
Yeah, I think y'all probably have beat Atlanta, probably.
I think so. Let's talk about some stuff you got going on. You have this event coming up on Saturday the 7th, Saturday, September 7th in 2024, which is this year, of course. Tell us what you're doing here at this event.
So I am in some tag team action with my lovey.
Okay.
I know it's Renee Black and her hubby in some mixed tag team action.
Okay, all right.
So I'm excited about that. Big opportunity and time to just kind of see we can hang with the big dogs. So
All right. Well, much success on Saturday at your event. And you're a big football fan, apparently.
I am.
Tell us how you fell in love with football before we get into wrestling.
So most my dad's side, basically from my dad, I picked up on the sports in college, NFL. So I really started off with NFL and the Atlanta Falcons,
Right.
and probably 16, I kind of started merging into watching college and fully understanding it.
Okay.
And then just like, all right, you represent Georgia, so those are my boys. And then it was pretty cool when I found out my cousin played for Georgia before he graduated. So I was like, I really got to represent. So.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Now let everybody know how you fell in love with wrestling. It's a love story.
It is. So for me getting into wrestling, it really generally started off with my brother. Both my brothers had their friend over and they
Okay.
would be watching wrestling. I didn't know it was wrestling, but I knew I'm a tomboy. Well, yeah, it's pretty much I see myself as a tomboy. So I wanted to hang with the guys.
Uh-huh.
But my mom, after a while, she hit me with that's not appropriate. You can't watch that. So I'm like, okay. So by the time she
Nice.
would doze off to take her nap, I'll just, find me weasel my way in the hallway and I was peeking at the TV, get back in the room, she wake up. And then that kind of tampered off a little bit, but I don't remember how I got into John Cena. Well, it was actually a Nickelodeon movie, Fred the Movie. I think a lot of people know that.
Yes.
So I recognized Cena off there, and that's when I was kind of fully getting into like Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown.
Right.
And so I was like, hey, that's John Cena. That's the dude from the movie.
Right.
And so the more I saw, and I came in around the time it was the John Cena, Zack Ryder, and Kane Embrace the Hate storyline.
Okay.
So while I was upset that John Cena was getting beat up, my brothers were over there laughing, having the time of their lives. And then I just got hooked to the point like every week, it's like, I need to catch Raw. I need to catch SmackDown.
Yeah, it kind of brings you in, and you're like, this is dope. Like I like when I eat, I have a tray in my room because I don't like to eat at the kitchen table. I have to watch wrestling when I'm eating. Like I can't watch anything but wrestling, so I'll put it on. I'll watch whatever it is, even like Tales, the Dark Side of the Ring stuff.
Oh yeah.
I just can't not watch wrestling. It's a bad habit.
A lot of behind the scenes stuff, so it's interesting too.
Yeah, 100%. That Dark Side of the Ring, and that with the Vince McMahon documentary coming out, that's going to be quite interesting.
Oh yeah.
Very interesting. All right, let's get to how you started training. Where did you go train? Who are your trainers? And then I want to know what your mom said to you when you told her.
Oh boy. So I started off in of course, down here in South Carolina, in Spartanburg. I came in with no experience at all. Besides cheer and track.
Okay.
But the way I discovered the school was there was a lady who every time we came in the store, she saw I had a wrestling shirt on. And so she was telling us, hey, I just graduated, me and my boyfriend just graduated. So I'm like, okay. So off rip, I was kind of like, I want to see how this is. So I went to the Facebook page and off rip, I told them, I'm like, I don't have any experience. I want to give it a shot. So they told me, they was like, look, yeah, I think it was like, I was 20, merging into 16. It was like, just make sure you get a parent's note, come in and workout gear.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. And I told mom, and first she's like, okay, that's what you want to do. She was, the first bump she saw when I first stepped in the train, I knew because she didn't even tell me till like days after. She's like, I'm just gonna sit here and watch. And the more I kept bumping her, hearing that wood, she's like, I gotta get up and see. Like, are you okay? And it was, I think after a while, she's like, this is what she wants to do. Then I'm here. So
right. Okay. All right. How was your first bump?
It wasn't bad, honestly.
Okay.
I didn't expect the feeling to be what it was, but at the same time, it was like, okay, this is this is cool. I didn't know there was a proper way to fall, but the more I did it, it was just like, okay, now just keep it repetition.
Right.
Stop trying to catch yourself, and of course, it takes time to adjust to that.
Right.
And then the more I did it that night, even though it was more cardio, I probably bumped maybe like 3, 4 times that night.
Mm-hmm.
But even hearing like the word logic from the trainer, I had Elite 3000. He's in Spartanburg as well. He doesn't wrestle anymore currently. But he was really the first one that had me take my first bump, and it was a little intimidating at first. It was like you're the only girl surrounded by all these people. They're like they've been training, but it's like I want to give it a try.
Right. Okay. All right. Now tell me about your first professional match. Who was your opponent, and how'd you feel after your first match in front of a crowd?
My debut was in a battle royal.
Oh. Okay.
Of course, the only girl. Oh my God, so sorry. My eyes are watering.
I'm sure you kicked ass.
I did. I was excited, but I was nervous. But at the same time, it was kind of like, this is your moment.
Right.
So I was in there for a little good few minutes, and I feel like I made a statement. Of course, to this day, half those people that were there, they still support me, and I give so much thanks and love to them. In my first normal, well, not, I guess couldn't say normal match. My first singles match was against someone named Jamie Stunner. He is South Carolina based as well.
Okay. And how was that experience? Because that was more like one-on-one,
Yeah. I was very nervous because I got told literally right before we went out, "Hey, you're cutting a promo before." I'm like, okay, thanks for throwing me on the spot.
I think the best promos are done on the spot where you don't think about it, just go with the flow.
I mean, it was, but I think it was more my nerves because I had never done mic work in front of a crowd. This is, host the people that were there for the battle royal. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I say? And it's just like, just go for it. I'm like, okay.
Right.
So
okay. All right. Now who won?
I did.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Of course. It was, it was a little bit of a challenge. We did get outside the ring, but it was like, you got to stand on that girl power. And with a little schoolgirl, I got the win.
Okay. You got the dub. All right. Good. Let's go into opponents you want to wrestle in the independent scene that have caught your eye.
For one, Caitlin Marie off rip, like one day that is on my bucket list. I've got to work with Caitlin one day.
Okay.
Marty Bell, that's someone who's truly on top of the world, has inspired me in this journey, even simply from training days. That's a person who has really inspired me to want to, pursue this journey and to stick with it.
So she was there when you first started training?
Well, not really like physically, but when I first discovered Marty, it was of course when she
inspirational.
Was in so I would always, as a fangirl, send tweets like, oh my gosh, it's my favorite,
Right.
And I think the first day that I actually trained, I posted a picture and she liked it. And I freaked out. Because, little fangirl moment, like, okay, my idol knows I exist.
Right.
And then the more, like, I would tune into her streams. I would tag her. Like, the night I made my debut, I tagged her. And she was, like, proud of you. It was a heartfelt moment, like, completely.
Okay. I would get the same way. One of my idols like my stuff. Yikes. All right. Let's go into not worst, but toughest match you've ever had. Who was your opponent and why was it difficult getting through this particular match?
Ooh, toughest match.
Well, how long have you been wrestling?
I actually just hit my year last Sunday. Well, the August 25th. I think that was last Sunday.
Okay. All right. So there must have been one match. You're like, oh man, this was hard for me.
Um. Well, it's not hard to balance out because generally half my career and training days I've mainly worked intergender,
Okay.
and I didn't get my first female until November last year, and that was with Claire Carter. But I think I will put it through like for female wise, probably Jada Stone. Like that girl is tiny but fierce.
Okay.
And I love that about her. I was very excited because that was when we did it that night. That was the one of the first ever women's matches for that promotion.
Right.
And of course I was nervous. I'm like, here's, little baby Alicia, first ever women's match. You really gotta prove yourself. Don't
Right.
mess up. My nerves were on 10, but I unfortunately I
You
lost
pulled.
by tapping out. But I
But you
loved
pulled
it.
through the match.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Companies you want to work for in the independent scene that you haven't worked there yet. Why do you want to work for these certain companies?
Honestly, it sounds off to say I haven't really been able to branch out with companies like to say, hey, I want to work here, I want to work for this person,
Right.
especially coming out of South Carolina because it's hard to find people. A lot of people, the more I've kind of worked between North Carolina, Georgia, I've had one Tennessee show. They're more strict on, female wrestling. No, not too much intergender, which is fine with me. Um, I will say for one, probably Shine in Florida.
Okay.
That's one promotion for sure. Like not only does that one represent, what female talent is, but
Right.
they're all crazy talented. And I think just
Right.
one time I would love that. And then to share a locker room with so many females, as I'm trying to grow to, be better.
Right. To keep evolving.
Oh yeah.
All right. Good. Good. All right. Let's go into some hobbies. What are besides football? What are some hobbies that you like to enjoy?
I do. I love writing. That's for
Okay.
one. I took journalism for 2 years, my freshman year and sophomore.
Okay.
Um,
What do you write about? Is there something that inspires you to write certain stories?
really, once I realized, in school, once you learn the difference of, nonfiction, fiction, biographies,
Right.
the more, some interesting stuff in my life, I'm kind of like, I want to write my own book.
Right.
So
Okay.
most of my personal writings were either like daily entries, like I'll either sum up my day, or I love poetry, so I'd sit there, throw a little poem in there, and then just to have something in my book to be like, okay, you've written for the day.
Right. Hey, Serena. All right. I find that ooh, I almost knocked over the laptop. I find that interesting because when I was younger, I used to not write, but I used to draw characters. I was big into comic books and all that stuff. So I draw my own characters and kind of like imagine my own scenario where I had my own story in my in my brain
Oh yeah.
because I couldn't write. So that's why I like that stuff to hear from other talent that does stuff similar to what I did when I was younger. So that's awesome. I love that. What about favorite food? What's your favorite food? What do you like to munch on?
If we're talking like solid food off rip, I am a crazy, crazy pasta girl. Like
Okay.
pasta and Alfredo is like that's my best friend off rip.
Okay. All right. I like pasta. I like baked ziti with meatballs. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
And who's next to you?
That is my cat Jamie. She's decided to.
Oh, hey, kitty. I love cats. I have two of my own.
See,
Don't
yeah,
tell don't tell my landlord. I'm about to have one. I love cats so much. All right. Serena's got a couple questions for you.
let's see.
Alicia, you shared a post about this earlier, so let's ask this. What's your idea about intergender wrestling?
Love that. Like I said a few minutes, it's like the more I probably think touch bases with maybe two promotions that they've strictly said, hey, we can't do intergender because there's been some complaints,
Right.
which to an extent I understand, but also it makes me think, the people that see it behind the scenes, I know they're the ones who are like, hey, we want to tell our kids, hey, you know, females are not supposed to be fighting men, don't do this. But at the same time, they have to realize, this is pro wrestling. This is, some people see it fake. I hate that word.
Right. Me too.
um, some people see it as just strictly entertainment. Some people see it as the full sports entertainment. But I love it. Like if I ever, which unfortunately even now, there's shows I go to, they either don't have a girl or someone had to cancel.
Uh-huh.
And some of them are willing, like, hey, well, even if we do a battle royal or hey, you're gonna face this guy, I'm for it. I love it. It gives me more time to prove. I don't say, like, I post a lot of my posts on Facebook. I end with the, I can hang with the big dogs, because a lot of people, they see females and they think, oh, you're just, that's not real. That's not, oh, we know they're gonna lose. It's like, no, us females, when we train, when we wrestle, if we're not doing the exact same,
Right.
no offense, we can do 10 times better. And it's not off,
I
looks or pretty makeup. It's the talent that we put
I,
in.
I agree with you 100%. Seen a lot of talented female wrestlers up here in the Northeast who can hang with the best of them.
Oh yeah.
So that's good. All right, we got another question from Serena. If you could go back in time to one era of wrestling, which era would you choose?
See, it's it's crazy again because, like I said, I got into wrestling in 2011 with the John Cena, Zack Ryder,
Right.
and Eve Kane storyline, and I've been told, you got into wrestling at the worst era of time.
It can't be the worst era if it hooked you in, though.
I mean, I guess they say that because they see, okay, I'm a wrestling baby, and I hear stories of, like, Attitude Era, way back in the days between, older relatives, parents, even the guys that I wrestle and work with. It's like I wasn't born, but I'll still sit on YouTube and be like, huh, this is interesting. Like Stone Cold, uh who Jake the Snake, my mom has gotten me on, like, just to simply watch the videos.
Right.
A lot of people hate me for this. I'm not a crazy Rock fan, but I was invested in the storylines he was in. I will say that.
Okay. You're right. You're gonna get some hate on that. All right. Serena says there's a company called Intergender Bonanza that does all intergender matches. I'd say look them up.
I have to look them up because that is very interesting,
Yeah.
and I would love to see that.
Serena is a fountain of knowledge, that's for sure. She's looking up all this stuff all day. Good stuff. All right, let's get into traveling. Where would you like to go? What states would you like to see, Alicia Love progress?
I was actually, when I hit which is crazy, I hit my year because we had a show that Saturday, and then I had to go to Atlanta right after Gastonia.
Mm-hmm.
And I did Renegade Pro Wrestling. It's in Atlanta. It's run by Renegade, and that was really, like, when I wrestle SWA, it's East Enola. I've been in Statesboro, and that's like, some people have described, that's the countryside of Georgia, which is fine. Like I said, I love it regardless. That's home.
Right.
But when I got to wrestle in Atlanta Sunday, Atlanta is really, it was on my bucket list, which I was glad I was able to, and I plan to hopefully do more. And because really Atlanta that's home off rip.
Right.
And I don't really get to touch bases with it a lot, and that's really where a lot of my family is. But aside from Atlanta, probably anywhere in Florida. Florida or Texas.
Texas is such a huge state. You can literally wrestle in another part of Texas, and it's like you're somewhere else.
Oh, man. See,
that's what the wrestlers who are coming from Texas tell me, at least.
Mm. There's, I think, is it Maya and Mia?
Who, Maya World?
Yeah, is she? She's from Texas, isn't she?
I think she's from Texas. Yeah, yeah. Serena, can you fact check that for us? If Maya World's from Texas, please. All right. What about overseas? Any country that you would like to go to wrestle in, or even train at?
Really, for the time being, I don't. And it's not even like a hey, put yourself down or hey, don't branch for, reach for the stars. I don't really see myself going, overseas or out the country just yet.
Okay.
Um, give it 8, 10 years. If the opportunity comes, I would take it. But I don't see myself really being that good to be like, hey, come work for us, come train. Like the opportunity would be great, but I don't think it's gonna be a
Okay.
minute for me to hit there.
What if they come to you though?
I mean, listen, I'll take the opportunity for
Uh
sure,
huh.
and I'd be grateful. I just know I'm gonna have a lot to prove, and I mean that's a part of wrestling. Anywhere you go, you have to let them know I'm here. I want this, and I want to get better.
Right.
And so like I said, I would take the offer definitely.
Okay. All right. All right. Man, we got what 6 more months for the year to be over. About.
Yeah.
What are some goals you want to achieve by the end of the year?
Um, I gotta bring it back again because wrestling at Atlanta, that was one, so I did
Okay.
get to accomplish that.
All right.
Um,
I mean,
I
it's
would
okay
love
if you haven't thought about it. It's okay too.
I would generally love to work one day an all female promotion. Like it doesn't even have to be a pay per view. Like to just be in a locker room strictly all women. Like I said, nothing against intergender. That I would love to experience that at least once.
Okay. That's where the shine comes in. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. What about coming up to New York? You want to come to New York and have some matches up here?
I would love it. I know that would be big and that'd be a good drive. But like I said, my mom's from there. I'm sure she'll be like, let me know when.
Right.
We'll go.
She'll come visit friends up here in Long Island. I mean, Queens is pretty tough though sometimes.
Mm.
Not that Long Island is any different, we're on the news constantly because of that Gilgo Beach murderer guy. Yikes! All right, but the wrestling scene is pretty good up here.
Mm.
Good stuff for the wrestling scene.
The fans are great too out there. They're very passionate about wrestling.
They are. I've seen some crazy fans up here. What about down there? How are the fans down there?
Really green. Well, we don't really. Most of our places that I've branched out, guess well, that's North Carolina. So I guess it's a mix between North and South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't get a lot, but when it's there, just like AWS, SCW, where I'm wrestling Saturday, if anyone, in the Carolina, it's great. Like it's the stories unpredictable, the talent is beyond. I'm not just saying that because I'm there.
Right.
I being able to branch out with them. If you're looking for like South Carolina, and the fans are there, like even if it's starting off, social media interactions, the Carolinas, it has the potential, and unfortunately a lot of people, they think South Carolina and they want to give it a thumbs down, but I think the wrestling fans that are passionate because it's not a lot down here. Uh-oh.
Gotcha. All right, Serena says up here in New York, and this is true, there's Bell to Bell, and that's an all-female company.
I've heard of them. I think I follow them on Insta.
Okay, all right. Got a couple of people I know there as well. Just check them out. Maybe shoot them a message. Maybe they can make something happen for you.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. We covered a lot of ground today. Was this your first podcast?
It's my third.
Third? Okay. All right. All right. You were a little nervous there, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, cause I don't know on care. It's weird. Like I love sharing stories, but it's kind of like when people are asking you, you don't realize how much you want to express and tell about yourself until you're in like podcasts and interviews, and it's like now was your time. Like nobody's gonna tell you, hey, you talk too much, or to like share with the world like who you are.
100%. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast, Alicia Love. Make sure everybody follows her. Let everybody know where they can follow you and where they can get that great shirt you're wearing.
This one, I have a sponsor. His name is Vinny. He has the website is back up. I have that on Facebook as well. Facebook is Alicia Love. It'd be the picture, the pretty pink gear. Instagram is exo alley love underscore, and I'm slowly kind of branching out. That's more like a personal with Snapchat, but fans to see behind the scenes.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
getting that up and running, but I'm really mainly more active between Facebook and Insta. And then the link for this shirt, it's on Facebook, or if you message Vinny privately. And I have another shirt out. It's a red one. I've got a few pictures in it, and I've
Mhm.
also got my mom who handmakes my merchandise.
Oh, wow.
And she's making a shirt. So there's a few stuff that you don't see unless you're at shows, but homemade fresh. My mom, she does her thing, and I'm grateful for it.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. As for me, what do I got going on? Well, coming soon at 8 o'clock is the one and only Trigger Bohannon from SWA, Suffolk Wrestling Alliance. We have a show tomorrow night, actually, at the Deer Park Sportatorium. So make sure you get your tickets for Suffolk Wrestling Alliance. Check me out with Trigger. I mean, I heard he's not a man of many words, so it might be a quick interview.
He gives me Undertaker vibes with the hat.
He does. Me too, man. All right. Also on Sunday from Titan Championship Wrestling, the one and only Jack Martin's coming on. That's my new pal. I was cheesing on him. He called me out. What are you going to do? It happens.
It's okay.
It's okay. Also next week, I have Johan Nahara, the Dynasty Heavyweight Champion, coming on next Thursday. My pal, PJ Savage, coming on next Thursday as well for Hispanic Heritage Month. And I think he's kicking it up just like he did last year at this time.
That's awesome.
Make sure you check us out because he's got an announcement to make on that day. And next Friday, I have Tony Cheney coming on 7 o'clock, also for Titan Championship Wrestling. As I said, this Friday, I got SWA's Knuckle Up. Tomorrow night, get your tickets now. Go to SuffolkWrestlingAlliance.com to get your tickets for that. After that, I will be at Titan Championship Wrestling Guerrilla Warfare the night the Titans go to war on Saturday, September 14th. Make sure you go to Titan Championship Wrestling to get your tickets for that. What else I got here? Oh, that's NWA Power. Make sure you check them out. Big event I got coming up. Tiffany Avatar is my first guest.
Tiffany is amazing. I love any picture and video. I'm like, Tiffany, it's like some people, their personality you can feel through a picture, and Tiffany, she gives just, I love her.
She's awesome, 100%. All right, next up, I want to congratulate my friends at Wrestling Is Now. They actually signed a deal with Roku, and they will be streaming their stuff on Roku. And man, does that mean that I'm going to be on Roku as well? Maybe. We'll see. All right, everybody, have a good night. Alicia, hold on for a second.
Okay.
I will see everybody at 8 o'clock for Trigger. Don't miss that. And everybody